What's up, everybody? Welcome here to Pop Culture Philosophers. We're a little bit late getting started, so we're not going to let that thing run so long. In fact, here's a little bit of breaking kayfabe. But whenever that stream is starting soon thing, we're just sitting here waiting. We're just sitting here waiting. We're just giving you time to get into the room so that you can be here for this exciting show that we do here every Thursday night. This is the best after party for She-Hulk on the YouTube. 100%. I will say, because regardless of what we each think about each episode, we all have a blast discussing it amongst ourselves and with you. So thank you for being here. I am Rockin Robbie Billups. Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. We're talking about episode 5 of She-Hulk. I believe it's called Mean Green and Straight Poured Into Them Jeans or something like that. Speaking of pouring into them jeans, it's Catfish Chelini. What is up, my man?
It's what I do. I'm pouring them jeans, son. I'm doing all right.
Good to have you here, man. As always. This has become a fun show, man.
Yeah, it is actually.
Hey, this
I didn't think it would be.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's selling me on the case, and I'm not saying She-Hulk is Battlefield Earth level, but it's selling me on the case we could have a really good PCP movie night on Battlefield Earth. I'm just gonna say that. Yeah. Okay. We got Fable in the house. What is up? He is the OG drip broker. What is up, my man?
What is up? Avengers assemble.
Avengers. I love it. Speaking of Avengers, those logos were made by none other than Above Snake Oil Sales Manny himself. What is up, my man?
Dude, I am pumped to talk about. This was probably the best 15 minutes of television that Disney Plus has put out. I'm excited.
Well, let's fucking get into it. I'll be honest with y'all. I feel like this is a recurring theme that I keep saying because I feel like my expectations have obviously lowered, and I feel like they've settled, and I feel like the show has settled into a groove. I think the show over the last 2.5 episodes, because 3 was it is decent enough, but I feel like it's settling into its groove. Not quite mediocre, but doing what it's doing, but comparing it to other comedies that do the stacked bits type thing. Right. I mean, I think they do it better than PCP. However, I don't think they do it better than some of the other shows out there, but I'm starting to rather enjoy the show. And I think that this episode was my favorite yet. I found myself really enjoying this episode. I woke up, I went for a walk, I came home, and I was like, all right, She-Hulk time. Right? And I watched it and I enjoyed it. And I had a good day today. At work was great. Everything was vibrant. It was fun. And I feel like having a good, fun experience with She-Hulk was good. Not saying I had lowered expectations, but they have settled along with the show. I liked it. You know, last week I was talking about how I thought they needed to take some of these characters that aren't typically together and focus on them and let them have their little fun bits. Well, seeing Pug and I can never remember the lady's name, but seeing them go off to hunt for sneakers and the drip broker, I loved that. I love Titania, to be honest with you. Just with the Wrecking Crew, I could easily be that's not like the comics, but at the same time, I'm like, who cares? Titania has kind of been she didn't have much of a personality in the. I mean, she's got personality, she's got character, but she's never been a standout for me. So I kind of like this approach because it makes kind of a natural enemy for Jennifer Walters. The Jennifer Walters were being painted here for the MCU for this show would hate Titania so much. This is your average professional woman and Kim Kardashian. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm finding the charm in this episode. I think the performances are elevating. CG. There's times it's better and times it's worse. So we'll get into that. Jelani, overall, what do you think about episode 5?
Well, like I said backstage, that the first time I saw this, I hated it. Absolutely, This is trash. I cannot believe they're still doing this. But that was early this morning. Then I watched it again for a second time, just because I was like, I'm way too harsh on this show. I think I need to calm down and yes, last week was good. It's fairly decent. I gave it a 4, I believe. So I was like, my expectations are there now because we're finally in the procedural that we should have gotten. like much earlier, I think. And plus, I think it wouldn't hurt them to have a 40-minute show. This is the shortest of the episodes. Didn't really tell much, but the performances are better. I do like that we get a side story with the paralegal. I can't remember her name either. And Pug.
You're supposed to be Wiki Jelani, man. Where, come on, man.
I can look it up.
Ready.
I can look it up, but
I'll look it up.
Keep
Like talking.
But she's great, and their chemistry works well. I like the Drip Broker a lot. He's my new favorite thing. He's
Nikki.
Okay. I'll forget it later.
Played by Ginger Gonzaga.
Yes.
She's bringing a lot of charm and personality to this show, I think.
I think she was in another show I've seen before. That Jim Jeffries show. Legit. She was in Legit. It took me a while to remember who she was.
I've only ever seen the sequel to Legit to Quit.
Yes. Hey. But yeah, overall, it was a decent show. I mean, the second time I saw it, I've softened up. I got into the groove of the procedural. They're finally in court again. It's not the best court scenes, but at least she's in court. And I'm beginning to see that it's like comical. Like they're actually finally trying to make it funny. And it's getting its balance, but at the same time, it's wildly off base. It's just weird. And like the situation she puts herself in are just, they're great, but she catfished a dude. And that's why they call me Catfish. But all in all, I like how they got on the stand for each of the guys. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I
just realized that Manny's pulled up the Wikipedia.
No, he
page
pulled up
for
the He's actually quite good at this.
Thanks for that.
It's been up there for a while, dude. It's what we call a bit. Yeah, it was all right, I guess.
All right, it was all right, I guess.
It's mid. It's mid. We're mid now.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with mid. You know?
It's mid.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with mid. Speaking of mid, if you want good mid grade, Fable knows a guy, I've heard. Anyway, Fable, the Drip Brother, what'd you think about this episode overall?
Yeah, I'm in line with you. I enjoyed it. I thought the jokes landed again more than they didn't this week. It's finally settled into its groove, like you said. Structurally, this episode is better than last episode, but I enjoyed last episode better than this one. But structurally, it's finally there because last week I had said this is missing its moment, right? All the bits, but where's the moment? And finally, we got a moment. You know, when she realized that the guy, when he told her I was attracted to She-Hulk, and you could see the sadness in her face. It won her the case, but it was.
Well, and it made me think like this dude's like, I'm under oath. I guess I just got to be raw as fuck about what I'm saying here. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm not attracted to you, and you know, as Jennifer or whatever. I don't know what happened to Fable, but powers that be are trying to F up the Drip Broker. I shouldn't have made that mid-grade comment. I was joking. I meant mid-grade comic covers. Because Fable's got you covered. Hey, Manny, what did you think about this episode overall?
I liked it. I thought it was packaged well. It made me chuckle. It made me laugh, just like pretty much every one of these episodes has done. It was too short to hate on it. You know what I mean? It was just like it never grated on me, because I think one thing that grades on me every week is like CGI, and I think a lot of it's just like that lack of give a fuck. You know what I mean? It's like when you have a homie that won't reach for his potential, and you're like, hey, you know what I mean? You're just like, you know, and that shit gets to you sometimes. You're like, dude, you could do this, you know, and like fucking, and that gets to you. That's how I feel about Marvel with the CG. It's like, I know you can do this. I've seen you do this.
Yeah.
Do this shit, right?
They're like, your channel would be great and it would explode, but you keep doing these weird ass panels about She-Hulk and Miss Marvel. Like, what's going on?
Exactly. Or you go live last night to talk about making AI make a video and you didn't test anything. So you just rambled for like 20 minutes and just lost all your composure. But it luckily
I gotta watch that on the rewind, man. I gotta but it was anyway. This is it didn't outweigh its welcome. So I enjoyed it for that. I liked
the I liked kind of what Fable was, I think, touching on. I like the idea that we're seeing this vulnerability to Jen, this realization. You know, she hardly ever turns into Jen in this episode. You know what I mean? She stays
Yeah.
She-Hulk most of the episode.
She's starting to get used to it, right?
Yeah, get used to it, and I want to see where that goes. Where is the struggle to maintain your own identity, a sense of self-worth that you've built for yourself, but then also coming to grips with there's also something about not being as guarded and letting yourself go into like what the expectation is of you that people enjoy, right?
Yeah.
You might not think that you're funny, but everyone else that thinks you're, somebody else might think you're funny. And you're like, I hate telling jokes, I'm not funny. But then you realize like maybe that's your thing, right? So I'm thinking that that's where I'm liking that exploration. I think that that's cool. And yeah, it was pretty good, I guess. All right. Which is the slogan for all of phase 4. It's just pretty good, I guess.
That's pretty good.
All right. T-shirt design.
I'm more
phase 4. Pretty good. All right. I guess. Like
I'm working on it.
Yeah,
as
okay.
we speak.
I know you are, Manny, and that's why we love you. Fable, if you want to continue your thoughts.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that structurally it was better. It had its moment that I felt it should have always had every episode if this is the type of structure you're going for. But ultimately it was just enjoyable. I liked it. It landed for me.
All right. And we're blessed to be in a world where just enjoyable is a phrase, right? Yeah, it's enjoyable,
well, This episode proves what you guys said last week about this being longer. This episode feels like an extension of the last episode because the things that happened in the last episode, the payoff was in this one. Yeah, so if this was one joint episode, it would have been a banger.
And I guarantee
that's what I'm saying.
I guarantee the next episode is going to feel the same way because I think we're going to get Leapfrog and maybe even Daredevil in the next episode because they were both teased in this episode. And I didn't know that Leapfrog was teased until I watched the new Rockstars, and this dude was going on about Frogman being in the video. I was like, who the fuck's Frogman? Does he mean Leapfrog? And granted, when I first saw the She-Hulk trailer, I was like, they put Frogman in this? And I was like, oh, wait, his name's Leapfrog? Because like who's the fan? Anyway, let's get into the cast of characters, the performances. First of all, I let go of my crush last week about Jamila Jamil. I love her in A Good Place. I think she's a great comedic actor. She was apparently very nervous about delivering this Valley Girl accent because she's like British or something, right? But it worked. It was fine. She played the role. Some people could argue, 100%. This is not Titania from the comics. And I'm not trying to shit on anybody who loves Titania in the comics. I've liked her in plenty of comics. But I mean, this is She-Hulk. We saw what they did with the Wrecking Crew. Wrecking Crew, Titania, these are Marvel staples that are able to be more malleable in the MCU for me, especially on a comedic level, because they are incredibly lesser known, man. Like, people didn't know who Tony Stark was before Iron Man popped.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was the only fucking kid at Lee High School in the 90s wearing a goddamn Iron Man shirt. And I got the fucking proof. It's in the goddamn yearbook for my senior year. Anyway. Wow, man, I feel good now. I feel like 10 pounds lighter, man. So anyway, I thought the performances were great. I think the dude that plays Pug, the lady that plays Nikki, I think they're fantastic. The brief bit we got from the boss where he's like talking about he's eating that candy all weird. And he's just like, why am I hearing about this booty booster like with your name on it? And all, like, like I really like the boss, and like they all have their moments. I'm sure he'll get an episode. I loved the performances, and I thought Jamila stood out for me in this role. But then again, I got a major woman crush on her. So what do you think about this, Jelani? About the performances?
Okay, well, if you're gonna give it to your crush, I'm gonna give it to mine. That's that Mallory Brooke. That Mallory Brooke. Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was awesome actually in this episode.
She can get it. I am glad that she was in this episode.
She seemed very familiar to me. Bro, what has she been in that I would have seen? Like, she's very familiar to me, and I
Let me
couldn't
go to
place.
let me go to my internets.
Hamilton, I think, wasn't
She
she?
was in Hamilton. That's
I
right.
didn't watch Hamilton.
Yeah, I didn't
You
either.
ever watched
But I knew she
Hamilton?
was.
So
I've
good.
seen her. Yeah, everybody says that. Stop saying
She's in the Rent filmed
yeah.
live on Broadway, the last show.
that.
What
Right.
is she? Was she Jolene? Keep going. I'm sorry.
But yeah,
I'm going down a rabbit hole.
I love her.
She plays
Mallory Book-
Mimi. She
but,
plays fucking
yeah.
Mimi. Like, okay, I'm a big fan.
Yeah,
Big
she's
fan.
awesome. I love her in this episode. She's a competent lawyer. She's very straightforward, but it looks like she's friendly. So, and then Robbie leaves. But all in all, she's not bad as a character in this show. I like her. I like how smooth she is. She's very smooth, and I'm in love. And it's just, I think her name's like Renee Holloway. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Renee Elise Goldsberry. I
Goldsberry.
see her. Yeah, sorry,
I
y'all.
can't-
I hit back on the wrong tab. That's what
Yeah,
happened,
it's okay.
honestly.
Do
It's
it
like,
all the time.
I'm just glad it didn't go cut us all off. That'd been weird. But yeah,
StreamYard's
I
good
like
about
her.
not doing that, man. So
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I liked her. She's
all right.
good. She's serviceable in the role that she played. I like how Jen like thinks that's her friend, and I know like comic book spoilers. She's like probably evil as fuck. So it could be. It could
Mallory?
Go either way.
Mallory? Yeah, Mallory kind of becomes like a little bit
Mallory
of
Book.
a rival and a villain, right?
Yeah.
All right, Manny,
So,
what do you think about
it's
the
coming.
performances? Anything stand out for you?
It wasn't so much the performances themselves. Like, I don't think there was any super standout characters. I think Mallory did everything I expected her to do. I think Titania did everything I expected her to do, and they were all enjoyable. I love the interactions, mostly between Nikki and Pug. I think that one to rock and one to stock, that's gonna be one of my fucking catchphrases
I
now.
say that all the time with
That's
Ice
gonna,
Pick.
dude, that's gonna be a
That's what
gift.
you do.
I tried
be a
to
gift.
convince Tiff of that, and she's like, "We don't need to be spending double money." I said, "Ha, joke's on you."
That's
already
Jelani's
am.
motto, man. He's, like
It's
that's
one to
what he
rock,
thinks.
one to
Like
stock.
plenty of people say, I hear that all the time. I'm like, okay, all right, let's do it.
That's what you do.
Another
Dude,
cool T-shirt design. I'm sure people would buy that, but Manny,
Yeah.
you can have that one, man, because I don't represent that, and I can't have a PCP shirt on something that I don't represent. So,
Dude, I feel you. I feel you. But yeah, that, and then when Nikki's like, I can you, so you just collect sneakers? I can respect that. Like, I love their interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how like fucking like proud he was. He felt so regal when he was talking about it. And he's like, yeah, my drip maker, and he was acting like he already knew this dude.
Yeah.
No, my friend Alonzo sent me.
Yeah.
My friend.
Oh,
You know how many times in my youth I've tried to buy things from somebody and tried to do that, and I've had that same reaction. Like, dude, I'm not a cop, I promise. But it's this was the interactions were great, and then like when they're in front of the drip brokers, like a security camera, and they're both rocking all the Avengers shit, and it's just like I wanted just to see those two. You know what I mean? That was
Right.
so good.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun, and I think that's what I
They're
liked
getting
2
better at
episodes
this.
ago. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like there was the B plot with them, and they were doing their own thing, and I kind of dug that. It was like all the great shows and movies do that. I mean, everyone loves in Attack of the Clones when Obi-Wan goes on his own detective mission. I think everybody loved in Last Jedi, the Canto Bright stuff. I mean, everyone loves when you take 2 characters and just go and do completely different side plots with them. So
Except
I feel
for
like
Canto
she
Bight, which was useless. So.
yeah, no, and so is the Obi-Wan detective. That was the joke. I failed at that one, but it was still. I love seeing those 2 characters. So as far as performances, I think it's the cast gelling a lot better, and just really, or my buy-in as an audience member has increased by lowering my expectations and letting them in.
I really like what you said about the cast gelling and lowering expectations, because let's lower our expectations and hope that the panel can gel a little bit better tonight with the addition of Brooks. What is up, my man?
Oh,
So
Dude.
What's up, man?
Goes the dude.
We were talking about performances, so let's let Fable tell us his standout performance or whatever he wants to speak about. Then we can get to Brooks's overall thoughts. What do you think, Fable?
Oh, I can't agree with you more, Manny. Pug is the standout for me in this episode for sure. I don't know what that actor's name is, But his comedic timing, his facial expressions, I mean, he knocked it out of the park. I mean, can you imagine reading a script that said, I'm the drip?
Yeah.
Uh,
It's the Josh Segura is his name. Since I have it pulled up. Fable doing the bit.
sorry,
going on?
guys. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. What's okay? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I thought you were
Yeah,
doing the bit. Like I thought you were trying to get me. I was like,
But
you
every
can't
time
hustle a
somebody brings
hustler,
it up, we just
Fable.
assume that they're doing the bit.
Yeah, man.
But yeah,
So-
I can't imagine what it is to read a script that says the drip broker and all these lines that he has to deliver, and he just delivers them perfectly, just
Yeah.
perfectly. So yeah, that's a standout performance, and I did like the boss's little 2-minute scene there. He's great too, great character actor. So,
I love when
yeah.
he's just like he asks her a question, she's answering it, and he just goes, "I don't care about any of that."
Yeah.
And I feel like that sometimes at work
Yeah.
when I'm like, "Hey man, why did this happen?" And then someone's explaining it to me. It's like, I don't care why. We don't need it to happen. So like,
I don't want to be involved. It sounds like too involved.
he's eating his candy. It's so fucking crazy, man. But you're right. The dude that plays Pug, the Sakara guy, his comedic delivery is really good. They need to lean on him a little bit more in future episodes. Jelani just hit the wrong button. What a weird night tonight, man. This is
It's
wild and
glitch
fun,
night,
and I'm
man.
excited to be here. So, Brooks, why don't you tell us what'd you think overall? And thank you for being here, Brooks.
Oh, yeah.
Brooks was too busy saving the city from a poisoned water supply.
Yeah.
Like no shit, right? That's literally what
I
happened.
had to defeat Hoggish Greedley,
What the fuck is that a reference to?
Captain Planet, dude.
Oh god damn it, dude! I haven't watched that shit, dude. When we gonna? Okay,
Got
She-Hulk's
you.
over. We gonna do the Captain Planet episode by episode discussion.
To do the Don Cheadle Captain Planet.
They're all a tree. Anyway, what'd you think about episode 5 of She-Hulk overall?
I liked it. I thought it was pretty funny, but it still seems too short to me, man. Like it seemed like the episode was just like it was over before I even knew it, And it seemed like they're trying to, stretch out characters more, but like they just don't have the time. Like the whole, like I figured they were gonna do something with Nikki and the dude with the shoes who was getting his shoes. Like I figured they were gonna do something with that.
I love how Brooks knew Nikki's name, but didn't know Pug's name, and it's the opposite for the rest of us for some reason. But Nikki's a good character.
Yeah, it's like I like that they gave her like Nikki hasn't gotten like a lot of real time to shine so far, and I think this episode kind of gave her a little more. Like you actually get to see her do a little more in this one. So yeah, I think overall I'm still liking it, but I just wish they would give it more time. Like give the characters more time. I think it just needs like another 10 to 15 minutes worth of run time.
Gotcha. What any performances stand out for you this episode?
I really like Titania. Like, I wasn't
Amen,
sure,
brother. Amen,
with
brother.
the whole influencer thing, but I'm sold on it now. And I like how they're developing Nikki. Giving her a little bit more to do.
Yeah.
And Miss Book, her attorney. I was like, when she gave her like opening statement, and then she like turned around. I was catching feelings, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Hello.
Yeah, bro.
She's so
Brooks
hot.
getting sprung.
She's so hot, dude.
Yeah, son.
You got it bad, as Usher would say, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand, man. Dude, both of them, man. They both.
Mhm.
Yep, we're sex
Wow.
positive here at this show, and there you go. Also, want to point out that Todd came back in this episode, which leads more to my theory that I think he's one of the dudes behind this. And I've heard a rumor recently that they're supposed to reveal now these rumors always come out. Like they just announced the leader, right? And what's the dude's name? Thomas Blake Nelson or
Yeah.
something like that from Oh Brother.
Thought you was a toad.
We thought you was
He was
a
a
toad.
toad.
Said he's reprising his
We
role.
thought you was a toad.
Yeah, he's reprising his role as Samuel Stearns as the leader in Captain America: New World Order, which seems weird, but the rumors are swirling now that we know MODOK is in Ant-Man, leaders in Captain America, the intelligentsia. Okay, okay, I can dig on that. So, all right, let's get into the next part of the show. I got to go refill my drinks. I'm going to say my thoughts and then pass it over to Manny. And then Manny can, you know what to do. The story, the style, the structure, all that kind of stuff. I think it's getting better. I think this was the tightest episode they've had. I think this was the best paced episode of She-Hulk. I don't feel like a minute was wasted watching this. I know it's shorter, but maybe they didn't need to add 10, 15 minutes. Maybe they needed to shave 3-4 minutes off. I don't know. It just made it pop a little bit more. They don't have the time to do that character development. That's not what this is for. But I do believe that they've got a plan now because these jokes are becoming more and more stacked. We're used to these kind of like really witty, fast-paced comedies, stacking jokes per episode and then overall. This one kind of just paces them overall, and it's starting to pay off for me. Seeing the dates come back, I really liked that. Showing the embarrassed, like bringing this stuff back, having it be relevant. So it wasn't just a meditation on the Tinder culture of dating in 2022. It also had relevancy to a plot point when Titania, and then this is spinning. They're actually structuring this out more than I gave them credit for in these first 4 episodes.
Wow.
So I think the writing is better, in my opinion. I think this was a really well-written episode. I think it was structured great. I think it was shot great. Special effects, the CG, we'll get to that. That's the next bit. She-Hulk's that show that deserves its own segment for that. Because we don't need to break down the theme for every episode of Full House, nor do we have to break down the theme for every episode of She-Hulk. She-Hulk is that's the level it's aspiring to, is like a really expensive episode of Full House, right? And I think that they're starting to really hit their stride here. I don't know if that came across as a compliment or not, but I meant it as a compliment. Manny, what did you think about the story, the style, the structure?
I did like to see the payoff. It felt like a logical, next step in the story, as opposed to just being, disjointed She-Hulk episodes. I liked that. Speaking on the leader, I'm pretty sure like 3 weeks ago I said the leader was going to be the bad guy from the Wrecking Crew. So I hope I'm right, because that'd be the first time I was very wrong in pretty much every other one. But yeah, I thought pacing was good. Like I said, didn't overstay its welcome, short, to the point. I felt like it did a good job of hinting at things for the future, leaving enough Easter eggs so we can all talk about that final scene for the next couple weeks, and think that it means more than just Easter eggs. But yeah, no, I dug it. I thought it was really good. So that's all I can say on that. So I'll pass it over to Fable.
Yeah, like I said earlier, structurally, I think this show is finally found the structure. This is the structure I think they're going for. The last few episodes, I think this show is uneven, right? I think we could all agree that's a little uneven, right? From beginning to where we're at now. And I think half of that is because I don't know how many writers they have for each episode. I don't know if they're all different all the time, but it feels like all of them are taking a crack at a certain kind of comedy. And some of it's landing, some of it don't land, right? But this one, I think, is finally settled in. So yeah, style and structure is good. And I also think they're doing like a little bit of like meme culture in this show. I'm catching hints of it where it's like, whether we're good or bad, we're going to make them talk. So we're going to say or do things or show things, like they totally trolled all the Daredevil people, right? Everybody thought they were going to see Homeboy. And all I saw was the dumb mask. the mask that everybody's complaining about, by the way, the whole yellow.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, I think there's a little bit there, because remember Titania called She-Hulk Shrek?
Yeah.
That was one of the first memes I've ever seen when the show came out. It was like, oh, it's Shrek, you know what I mean? So I think there's the element of that there. The style, they're doing things. So yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was sound this episode, the most sounded it's been.
Where are we at? What's going on? Fable just finished. All right.
Oh, Brooks,
what'd you think? And one more thing I wanted to say real quick is I don't know what y'all said, but I'm sure it was profound. However, one thing I did want to say was I think that this makes poor viewing episode to episode, I think this will be a good binge watch. When it's like, at least these
When it's all
episodes
done.
would have been better just watch, you know, when they're at your leisure, right? So anyway, Brooks, what'd you think about the style, story, structure?
Well, I mean, I like it, but like I was saying, I did feel like it needs a little more time to develop the characters because, like, I'm not a huge fan of like I haven't watched like a whole lot of lawyer comedy shows, but one that I did used to watch a lot back in the day was Boston Legal, and that show was like a 45-minute show, and it gave like there would always be like every character would get like some time, you'd have James Spader doing a thing, and then you'd have Candace Bergen doing a thing, and you have William Shatner doing a thing, and at the end they'd all end up, or Spader and Shatner would end up on the on the veranda drinking their whiskey.
Yeah,
and I think that's probably the one thing this show hasn't done yet is given the characters time to show. Like, we haven't seen a lot of them do cases yet. Like, we've just seen a few cases so far, and most of it's been centered around Jen so far, and like her stuff. So I'm hoping that they do that a little bit more later on. But overall, I'm still enjoying it. It's still fun. It's even if it does feel like it's a little short.
Yeah.
I'm still liking it.
Well, they are. When you look at it, Jen's had a case, Pug's had a case, and Mallory's had a case, and Nikki's a paralegal, so she's not an attorney, right? So they've all three had cases. They're all just revolving around each other.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like, and I get what you're saying, like with a show like that, where you have the time to build this up. Unfortunately, in Boston Legal, right? They don't have to CG anybody except for maybe William Shatner, but that's a conspiracy theory that we here at PCP do not.
Penny Crane is all CGI.
Yeah.
But I get exactly what you're saying. They don't have the time for the character development, and that's been the thing. The MCU, yes, I'll be honest, no matter how bad sometimes we can get harsh on CG here and there, I think they're still trying and attempting to bring the spectacle, and I do believe they still bring the spectacle. But believe it or not, one of the things we loved about the MCU was the character work that was being done in them. Like, when literally, regardless of what you think about Iron Man 3, I think it's rather brilliant at times in the script because it's dealing with the post-trauma that Tony's dealing with from fucking going through a wormhole into, like, that would fuck a dude up, man. That would fuck a dude up, man. Anyway, speaking of fucking
they should have
up.
introduced all the characters the way they've introduced them in these last few episodes in the first episode.
Yeah.
The relationship with Pug, Nikki, the boss, her, the other lawyer, the hot lawyer.
Mallory?
She obviously
Yeah.
she obviously had an arc in there too, because she they know her for being a certain way, and you can tell that they've worked together a little while, and the way she's acting with them. So they should have introduced all this kind of stuff in the beginning, and then drip it through the whole season.
Yeah. Delaney, what do you think about it, man? The style, story, structure.
I mean, it's getting better is being put together. We're starting to see, that comedic timing that should have been, like Fable said in the first episode. It's not like, it feels like it's every episode so far feels like it's starting over again. You can tell it's written by different people. Everybody's writing their own pilot, and they're not telling the story. There's not being a story that's like overall told yet. I mean, we're getting pieces of it, but
there is, man.
Done,
the main thread of the villain is Titania, but the ultimate post credits will be who she works for.
Right. I get that part. I understand that. And how did she get powers? So, it's a lot of things that we need to know. So it's there, but I think they should have put it in a lot earlier. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it either. It's just something is missing from this show. I'm not trying to downgrade it or degrade it. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just saying there is a heart that is missing from this show. And structurally, sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's this, sometimes it's that. It's so uneven, it's so just broken. It's missing something. And I don't know if it's the heart of Jennifer, because I've watched Orphan Black. Tatiana Maslany, she plays every different clone a different person. Like, it's uncanny. Like, her, when they announced her as She-Hulk, I was like super excited. I was like, yeah, comic I love as a kid is now going to be on the big screen played by someone I like, being that character. And it didn't turn out that way at first because it's so uneven. I was so mad. Remember episode 2, I was livid. But I've calmed down since, I've given it time. I'm watching the show.
You have calmed down, Jelani. I want everybody to recognize you for that. So I just appreciate that. Calm down and watch She-Hulk. T-shirt?
It's still
I'm putting it on the list.
Bit. T-shirt?
But yeah, it does. The reason I'm going off on that is it's just, it could be a lot better, but it could be a lot worse. So
true. That's true with almost anything. Like, right?
Damn mid.
That's true with everything except for like Wizard of Oz and Citizen Kane.
Right. You can't.
Actually, Wizard of Oz, if they had like a lot of gore, like Eli Roth level, that could be better.
That would traumatize me. If I'd seen that as a kid, that would have freaked me out.
Green Inferno mixed with the Wizard of Oz, like that would fuck me up too, man.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
I get what you're saying.
It's all right. Structurally, it's okay. It's getting there.
Yeah, but I just love that Jelani's in the process of calming down. So I really like that. So all right. Let's get him riled back up. But before we get to him, special effects. I think that they're getting better, or I'm getting more used to them. I think the face stuff is fine. Like, I don't have any problem now with the face. I don't know if this is a thing that now we all hear that the CG workers are overworked. They're asked to make crazy changes. They're asked to make focus areas on certain things, but not other things. Like, I don't know, a suit. The suit is the worst. Like, it looks like I just got an N64. I've been playing Mario 64 on a 4K TV. It does not come across very good. Okay. But I swear Mario's pants look better than She-Hulk's. Okay. I swear. But the suit's what bothers me. Like when she's wearing the suit, thank God, one of the plot points, and one of my other favorite characters is the drip broker. I thought his performance was great. Reminded me of what's her name from The Incredibles. You know,
right.
I love these.
I don't make basic shit.
Yeah, I love that. I don't make basic shit. Like, I fucking love that, man. So it felt like you belonged in The Devil Wears Prada, man. That's a character comes right out of that in that fashion world, and that's what you're looking for. I watch RuPaul's Drag Race, man. A lot of fashion people act like that fucking like dick, like House. You know what I'm saying? Like House MD, like you're the best at what you do, so you get away with being a dick.
Of course you like it. I made it.
That's my dream, man. That's my dream. Anyway, to be so good at what you do that you can just be a dick to everybody. I'm just kidding. Man. PCP represents being cool with people. But CG, I don't mind any of the CG except for the fucking suit. Hopefully with the thread now that they're going to give her a better suit. Maybe they're letting us fucking know. And the Shrek comment, like, when did they put that in there? Did they?
When she walked
That's what I was thinking.
No, but here's what I'm thinking. When did they fucking write this episode?
Yeah, I was saying the
because
same thing earlier.
They didn't write. I swear they did not write this episode after, and they would not like put something like those fuckers knew. People are going to say this is like Shrek.
I guarantee
they may have started the Shrek fucking memes.
I guarantee that the fucking people at Disney or Marvel Studios, whatever, that watches the dailies were like, fucking fix the CG. She looks like Shrek. So they were like, you know what? 5 episodes in, we'll put the joke in, and they'll be like, we're in the joke. And then they let it go.
Or it's a conspiracy, a vast conspiracy. And they're the ones that planted the first, like, She-Hulk looks like Shrek ideas, right? Like, they're the ones out there because negative conversation, like all the shit going on with Little Mermaid, they announced.
Let it go.
Here's the thing: they announced the casting of Little Mermaid fucking months and months and months ago. I covered it on the weekly pop culture wrap up. Nobody gave a shit. they put out this trailer, and I'm like, all I see, and maybe I just have good people on my socials, but all I see are people just like being mad that people are mad about it. And I'm like, I'm not seeing anybody mad about it. I'm sure it's out there for sure, right? But like, I'm like, is this part of their plan? Because people were talking about it, man.
Yeah.
Like we're talking
The
about
whole
it.
twerking, the whole twerking thing
Yeah.
was
That's
meant
part
for
of the
that.
fucking
The
plan.
whole Wongers and all of that stuff and the why, everything. They're trying to, you could clip all of this stuff and loop it.
Yeah, they're doing it, man. They're really that's the best special effect that Disney Plus is doing, is making everybody talk about it every week here on Pop Culture Philosophers. The best after party for She-Hulk on the YouTubes, I guarantee it. Manny, what'd you think about the CG in this episode, man? Did it get better, get worse? What do you think?
I'm gonna put my drip on for this. I love
soon
my
to
drip.
come to an Instagram clip near you.
Hey, yeah, it sucks because I did not plan one tonight, so this is the best you got. So this shit better be funny. Yeah,
I really like it, bro. I really like it.
I like it. I like that the drip is so clean that I won't even mess with my chain. If I put my hand up, it's just like
you got two chains. What is that? Like Young Soldier's Life? What is that? I don't know.
Young Stoner Life. You got to take that chain off. Those guys just got indicted, man.
Oh shit! All right. This is the next one I got for drip. Drip.
I like that.
That's like the Corinthian after a good meal.
I don't even know what this one is. Goku. Anyway, I thought the CG. I'm fixing my camera though, because this camera lets people know exactly how fat and red I am. There we go. This one's color corrected. All right. So the CG in this episode was better. And I'm surprised I'm saying that because, or at least better for me, because she's She-Hulk almost the entire time, and I didn't once get bothered by it. The clothing does look bad. Hopefully they do better, but I don't quite know how they're gonna do that. But
they're working on it right now. I guarantee you. Right as we fucking speak, they're listening to this and they're like, "God damn it!"
Yeah, because it's I don't know, man. I don't know. I want to see the super suit. I'm assuming it's the same one that's on the figure that's available for pre-order right now, which is basically just another version of the same one the Hulk wears. But
fine.
Otherwise, yeah, hopefully it looks good. I do like that.
I think they can't get the wrinkles, man. Like it's why the cape on Moon Knight looks bad. It's why her suit looks bad. Like when they get something more form-fitting. Not saying that we want to see a sexy She-Hulk form-fitting clothes. That wouldn't be a bad thing. But like, I think it will be better because like I don't know, man. I feel like somebody's like, oh fuck, you got to work out the physics of this jacket. Do it, and like you got till tomorrow. Like I feel like that's going on. I don't know.
Well, I don't know why Disney doesn't share assets, because if you watch Onward, then you'll be one of 12 that saw it. But if you watch Onward, like there's a character in there that is just clothes that are just clothes. That's the entire fucking character. It's like Weekend at Bernie's, and that thing moves fairly realistically and looks good. So I don't know why Disney won't share assets. You're being stingy, Disney. We all see it. We all know it. And She-Hulk is paying the price. You bunch of chauvinist bastards. Don't take this out on She-Hulk. All right.
Well, speaking of paying the price, it's probably the price of that program's not very cheap.
Pixar. Somebody at Pixar is sitting there like, "Ooh, I got some code. But I'm liking it. I do like the subtle. Speaking of clothes, I like that subtle foreshadowing with Mallory, where they're having the drink after they win the case, and they're all happy, but then all of a sudden Mallory has to get that dig in and walk away. She's like, "I thought you were getting better clothes." Like totally changes tone, and then walks away. It was like, ooh. They did a very good job with that. I thought that was a pretty dope scene. So yeah, CG was okay.
Okay. Speaking of OK Computer is the greatest Radiohead album of the 90s. I think it's one of the. I mean, Kid A's not the 90s. That's like 2000 and something.
Was it? I thought it was like 99.
Was it? Do I got to rethink this whole bit? Anyway,
Radiohead,
I'm sure that Fable likes
been...
OK Computer, but anyway, I'm pretty sure it's post 2000, man. I'm out of high school.
You're probably right.
Me and you know each other. We're getting high listening to it. Yeah, it's post 90s, man.
You're probably right.
Yeah. Well, while I look that up, Fabe, what did you think about the CG, man?
Yeah, it just continues to be bad. I don't know. It's not good at all. I can't give it too much praise, but I will say it doesn't bother me. Only because of what you guys said last week, where I think Manny said in particular that if they just close in on her, then it's fine. And I think they did a lot of just closing in on her, and it was fine, right? Like especially when she had to deliver the facial features of being disappointed by what the guy was saying on the stand and trying to fake happiness. I think they got it there. But like you said, the clothes are terrible. It's the material work. That's what it really is. I mean, the fabric, they don't get the fabric right. The wrinkles and stuff like that, I guess that they're okay, but the way light shines off of the suit, and that's what gives it away. Makes it look totally like a video game.
You're right. It's the light, man. It is the light.
It is too much.
Yeah, she
light.
always
She's always been
she's either
bright light. Yeah.
overexposed or super underexposed. When she's walking into the drip, she's
She's
way
not
darker than Nikki. Like it's not even there. They did not even try to balance the lighting correctly.
It looks terrible. I'm sorry. Yeah, terrible.
We'll get to you, Jelani.
I know, but it's terrible. Oh, don't worry. I got more.
Is that what you got, Fable?
Yeah. They're serviceable for what they are, but they're pretty bad.
I'll tell you what, this is the one night so far where I feel like She-Hulk did a better job than Manny. You know, like
fuck that, dude. I if you want to see a live action cartoon, I will hook you up with a live action cartoon. That's all I gotta say.
There you go.
All right. Goodness.
Over 9,000.
I love that he planted that bit earlier. He was like, this one just says Dragon Ball Z. I don't even know what that one is.
Ahead of time.
You're not overly critical of CGI. So what did you think about it in this episode?
I thought it was all right in this one. This one wasn't an incredibly CGI heavy episode either. Like the
Really,
last
there
one,
was
I
a
think.
She-Hulk in it the entire fucking time.
Yeah, but I mean, like it's not like she was doing a whole lot.
Yeah,
Like it was
you're
mostly just her, walking or sitting behind her desk,
Right.
or sitting, in the court. So
I think they're
it was
doing
all right. I think her face looks fine, but I do agree that the suit does not. It shows, it does show a bit, the weakness in the CGI. But overall, I thought it was all right.
Brooks
Not a
has
lot
gone
of action heavy scenes in this one, so
Brooks has
not too
gone
much to
from
complain
I don't really pay attention to the CG to it's all right. It could be better. Like even She-Hulk's breaking Brooks down, man. What were you wanting to say, Fable?
No, I was just gonna say that I think talking to you guys, talking about it, it kind of dawned on me that maybe they're doing this baggy suit thing because they're gonna do a form-fitting, her purple and white outfit that she usually wears in the comic books. I think because we've seen it, right? In the trailer, we've seen her wearing that suit. She hasn't worn it really yet, but I think they just, they're playing with it so that when she shows off her body, you're like, God damn. You know what I mean? Because the suit is baggy both ways. It's baggy on when she's big and when she's little.
Yeah, and it does look like a fucking video game, man. It does. And I haven't played video games since like 2003. So like that says a lot for me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like this looks like PlayStation 2 to me, man. Like I guess I had a PlayStation 3. Anyway, Jelani, CG, man. What'd you think? Did it get better at all?
No. It's just the same. I don't know how in the world y'all are just like, it's okay, it's all right. No, sons. Listen, everybody that's saying something about it being good, that's some bullshit. These are terrible. Okay, this is dog shit. Listen, you want me to sit here and say that Disney, a billion-dollar company, cannot get animators working like 24 hours a day, but like different shifts or something. I don't know. They used to make like Lion King and Little Mermaid and with less
quality.
And Pixar with less.
DreamWorks made this in a cave with scraps. With scraps. They made it in a cave with scraps. All right,
that's all it is. And it makes no sense. They spent like, I don't know how much he spent for this episode. Is it $50 million an episode? Really? $50 million gets you this an episode.
Wait, they spent $50 million an episode on this?
I hope not.
No, they fucking didn't. If they
I
spend
hope
60 on
not.
Rings of Power, I swear to
I
God,
hope
someone's
not.
embezzling some fucking money. You
So,
know what I'm saying?
This is
There's a
what makes me
producer's
mad.
style scheme going on here.
You need to look
You
at the
have
books,
all-
man.
It's Disney, and they can
Ooh.
write a blank check for all of this stuff because it prints
Dude.
money.
Like the movie Blank Check.
Yes, and we don't have it. It's just irritating. It's
Well, the
the
problem
worst
is
thing
they
about
got-
this episode.
They got 8 of these shows coming out this year, man.
I know. Slow down.
She-Hulk's
Stop.
per episode budget is $25 fucking million.
Get the fuck
That's
out of
it.
here. That's ridiculous.
They made the Fog
Like
like
30 minutes?
fucking $7 million, man.
Oh.
Like, I know back in 1980, I get it, but like,
Nobody got a female bodybuilder and just superimposed fucking Jen's face on it and called it a show. Why did that happen?
bruh, there was
There's
a moment.
two
There was
sets in the show.
It's-
Two
it's
sets.
like-
The
There was a
office and the
moment-
freaking courtroom.
there's a moment in this show where
Make agree.
the camera is focused on someone that Jen is looking at. Maybe it's Mallory or something, and Jen is literally just a shoulder on this end of the screen,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And it
it's
looks
blurry.
so bad,
It's
even
terrible.
being blurry, and it's supposed to be out of focus because the focus is in the
I
background.
don't care.
No, this is what I'm saying. It looks so bad. I'm like, you literally could have just put someone.
In a suit.
Right.
You could just put like the dude that played the dude at the court stand, that the one night stand. You could have put him there, and it would have looked better. You could just put him there.
Right.
It's just a shoulder. You
I'm
ain't got to
telling
CG
you.
that. You could have given somebody an extra coffee break by not like you don't need a CG shoulder in a fucking foreground out of focus. Like you could just put someone
This
there.
is the worst part. This is the worst part. They put all of the budget into the first episode with
Yeah.
Hulk and
has to.
She-Hulk. They put all the money into that thing. So they can't do big action scenes because they blew the budget like on that shit alone. So because of that, we get this stock footage of She-Hulk that they have until they're able to render a new outfit tomorrow. It is so much work for these people. And like they're doing it as they go. But man, I go back to Mandalorian every time. I don't know what they did with Mandalorian, but it felt like I was there. In every episode,
What's
I was
Mando's
where
budget? What's
everyone's
Mando's
supposed to be.
budget?
I have no
Right?
idea.
Because they got a lot of practical in Mando, and practical does cost more
They
than
don't-
CG now. Because there's
Really?
more people doing CG
Doing
than there
that,
are
yeah.
doing
It
practical.
doesn't matter. I still pay more. I'd pay more for practical.
I would
probably-
too, but we don't live in that world anymore, unfortunately, right? It's
We
just
gotta
not.
make it yesterday. And I'm like, yeah, we don't have time to make it. It takes months to prepare with CG. Like it's done in a couple of days just for principal rendering and all that stuff. It doesn't take long like it used to, but the quality needs to exist. If that's the case, and you want to do a She-Hulk show, do it next year. Do it or have this shit planned at Endgame.
Bruh, but if
Where she
they're gonna
should've
put
been
if they're gonna
somewhere.
put leader at the end of this, they got to get this shit out before Captain America. You know what I'm saying? I don't fucking know.
They made a new generation of hero. They should have made a new generation hero by Infinity War. They had 5 years in between Infinity War and Endgame to tell a story of all of these characters that you just introduce a little bit of it, then tell their backstory on a TV show. Give me the movie first. Y'all are making
Right.
TV stars instead of making movie stars. Like these people are supposed to be in these movies as Avengers one of these days, right? We're introducing them in TV shows on Disney Plus. We're introducing whole plot lines in WandaVision and putting them in Multiverse Madness. I
But
cannot
here's
stop
the thing.
saying this
I don't see the difference
irritating.
in telling someone you have to watch 20 movies versus have to watch 5 TV
I gotta
shows in
watch
addition.
5
Like I
TV
don't
shows.
understand that, man.
It's too much
No,
work.
because we're all fucking watching it, bro. Here we are talking about She-Hulk. We're all here for the fucking ride. We're all here for the
I
experience.
didn't watch
The
Miss
experience.
Marvel.
We can
I didn't
be.
finish Moon Knight.
Miss Marvel's actually good. It's their best
I'm
MCU
fine.
show this year, to be
I'm
honest
good.
with you.
I'm good.
But we're here for the
I'm able to talk
experience,
about
but
this.
it's like it's because it's She-Hulk, right? Like
Right.
we've never
And
seen
we want to
She-Hulk
see She-
on the
we
screen.
do.
We never seen Moon Knight on the screen. These are characters that they're tantalizing.
should
We
be
want to see
movies.
this stuff.
These should
Yeah,
be movies.
absolutely.
I don't want to
They've
hear
never done
shit
it
from
before.
anybody because my favorite
These
comic
should
book
be
is the
movies.
Fantastic Four. So I don't have to hear shit from anybody. You know how many
Yeah.
attempts they've made at that
Yeah.
shit? You know what I've had to fucking put up with? Come on, y'all. We at least got a good Spider-Man movie,
Hey, wait.
a good Batman movie, a good Superman movie, a good
Hey,
X-Men
Fantastic Four
movie,
shit.
a good Hulk movie, a good Iron Man movie, a good Avengers movie. Come on. You can't get one good Fantastic Four movie. Just one.
If you take all the good parts from every Fantastic Four movie, you'd have almost 2/3 of a film.
That's what Kevin Feige needs to
Just
focus
saying.
on what
Yeah.
worked. Because in the first Fantastic Four movie with Roger Corman, what worked was the practical effects on Thing
effects.
and Doctor Doom's costume. It
Yep.
worked. But you can't just put a microphone on the outside, like a boom mic outside of this dude wearing this iron mask. You can't hear him. Can't hear him in
Right.
that fucking movie,
Right.
man. Okay, what Tony Story did right in the first movie was Ben and Johnny nailed it. In the
Mhm.
second movie, what he got right was actually Victor. He got Victor right in the second movie, and he got fucking Silver Surfer right in the second
Yeah.
movie, and he got Reed and Sue's dynamic right in the second movie, right?
Still a terrible film.
In the Fantastic Four, what they got was the body horror and hardcore hard sci-fi element of it.
Yeah.
Combine all that shit together, I don't know, hard sci-fi, body horror, Reed, Sue, nutty professor, but not quite so comedic, a little bit grounded, and Ben and Johnny, that dynamic is the fucking star of the movie. That's
your heart.
you want MCU comedy? Ben and Johnny,
Mhm.
right there.
Yeah.
The
Might
Yancey
have to
Street
tap,
game, all that shit.
Might have to tap Sam Raimi for that one too, man. Sam Raimi.
I
might
don't
work for the
know. I don't
Fantastic
know about
Four.
Sam Raimi on a team movie, man. I don't know about that.
Yeah, the Fantastic Four, it needs that high stakes, high concept sci-fi mixed with kind of goofy humorous stuff too.
Well,
'Cause that's
Sam
basically
Raimi.
what the FF is.
we got what's his name, Mark Shankman, right? That's his name, or whatever. That did. He's the guy that did WandaVision. He was the showrunner of WandaVision. It's the guy that they just announced as the director of the Fantastic Four. So I guess I think that's better than Peyton Reed, who a lot of people are like, well, Ant-Man movies are good. Oh, maybe. That's to your opinion.
Absolutely
I actually
not.
like the second Ant-Man movie, but he also did what? Liar, Liar. I don't like that movie. Like, I don't want that. I don't, regardless of what I feel about Liar, Liar, I don't want the director of Liar, Liar to do Fantastic Four. I didn't want the director of Barbershop, as much as I love that movie, to do Fantastic Four. These are weird fucking decisions that have been made with this fucking movie, with this franchise. Like, anyway.
I hear Robbie talk about no gatekeeping all the time, and now he's just like,
Yeah.
that motherfucker
He's
cannot do the
gatekeeping.
Fantastic Four.
It's different when you're talking about the FF, dude.
yeah, I'm real. This is where I do get very fucking personal. But you know what? Every time I've watched and enjoyed a new Fantastic Four movie, every time. Go watch our initial review on Fantastic Four, the Josh Trank one,
God.
right? And
Dude,
there's a moment I love it because it's one of my favorite reviews because you can tell that I want to like this movie so much, and I'm talking about what I like about it. I was like, I thought Doom looks scary, and I love that hallway scene, but I was like, but I can't say I would recommend this movie, and it hurts me so much to say that. That's when I realized this YouTube journey is going to be hard, but it can be fun. Anyway, this has been fun talking to y'all.
Easy.
Yeah, right. All right, time to rate this episode out of 5 possible you digs. What do we give Mean Green and Poured into them jeans? I love that fucking
That's my
episode
favorite
title.
title so far.
I'll be
Dude.
honest with you, because when I first saw this episode title, I like kind of rolled my eyes, but in the context of that, this is her, what they call it, matcher, but it's her Tinder profile that we know that Nikki did for her. Like Nikki added a bunch of shit. So this is Nikki's shit that's put in there. And I also love that they actually
king
tie
size
in,
bed.
yeah, king size bed and a sturdy back. And I love that they're actually like, she's, at first they went this whole thing where like, well, she doesn't like the She-Hulk name. It's degrading. It's derivative. But then like, no, she likes it. She owns it. She wants this. I kind of like that kind
She
of
fought in
theme.
court for it.
Yeah, I kind of like that theme and the way it kind of tied together. Overall, out of 5 possible you digs, you out there in the chat, what do you give this episode of She-Hulk? And what about you, Manny?
Oh. You know, it's very rare that the title of an episode of television has me and my wife have to go to the Urban Dictionary and find out what the hell straight poured into them jeans actually meant. So that was a bonding experience. So I'm gonna give it some extra points for that. I'm gonna go 3.5 on this one. I thought it was decent.
Okay. All right, 3.5. I think that's really good for you. here. And I just want you to know, Manny, that your last couple bits, your CG was at least on par, if not better, than this episode of She-Hulk.
Pay your animators more, Manny.
The best episode had an inclusion of the Hulk.
Way better.
That's some WrestleMania 2000 shit. I love it. I gotta buy that shit on.
I'm going with your face.
Can you make him do the DX suck it thing?
Oh, dude.
But this is what it would look like if they had a bodybuilder with just a CG face. So let's admit that this doesn't look much better.
I don't
That could do
know.
that.
I think it might
That
work
could-
better.
It could
I don't
work
know,
better.
dude. Pretty sexy.
Fucking
Yeah.
Manny. Like, what are you gonna do for Werewolf by Night, brother? Like,
Oh.
you got a lot of work cut out. You better start getting that hair texture worked out.
It's growing out again. I'm gonna get it.
All right, a 3.5 from Manny. Bro Joe is here in the house, letting us know the Chiefs are keeping it close. I hate to admit it, but the Chiefs, they the real deal. Mahomes is the real deal.
True.
I just hope. I don't know. I don't.
Chiefs are a football guy, right?
Yeah, they fuck you, man. Anyway, Fable. Out of 5 you digs, what do you give this episode of She-Hulk?
I gave the last one 4. Like I said, I think this one is structurally better than the last one, but I think the last one was more entertaining for me. So I'm going to give this a 3.69.
Nice. I like that.
Oh, this wasn't a bit. This was just for Brother Joe.
No, I saw it. I just wanted him to see it.
Okay. Hi, Joe.
Because I don't know what Brother Joe's game routine is, but he may be 3-4 drinks in now. I don't know. I just want to make sure he could see you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Just joking. Or he may be like, I don't know, 18 chicken wings in, and that can mess with your anyway. Chill. Where the fuck are we? Brooks. I'm the one that's 3 drinks in, needs to calm down. Brooks, why don't you tell us what you rate this episode?
I'd probably give this one a 4 too. I think the show's been pretty consistent since the 3rd episode. I don't think it's gotten. It's not getting better, but it's maintaining. For now I think that's fine. That's good, and I'm excited to see what's next.
Oh yeah. Brother Joe says 3 drinks, 3 smokes, and 3 happies. That's the that's the ratio for the successful Rockin Robbie Live. I'll tell you that right there. All right, man. So what did you say? Did you say 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Where the fuck am I?
Fantastic Four.
What's going on, man? Yeah, dude. I got all fucking. I got all distracted,
dude.
I got all distracted when I was talking about Fantastic Four, and I'm like, now I don't even know what show I'm on. I thought we were talking about how do you make a good
Talking
Fantastic?
about Moon Knight?
And
You
here's
went too
honestly,
far, man.
I didn't
Too
have an episode idea for tomorrow's show with Rex yet. I was thinking about maybe like ranking Star Trek movies with them or something, but I think we're gonna do. How do we make a good Fantastic Four fucking movie? I think I can ramble about that tomorrow. Not on alcohol, but on caffeine tomorrow morning. Anyway, Catfish Delaney, out of 5 you digs, what do you give this one?
Well, it's okay. I think it was too short. I think it didn't need a little bit more development for me. So, CG's terrible, like usual. I'm used to it now. The acting was on par, but there was no Madison, so I'll give this is like a 2.5 for me. Because there's no Madison immediately following good Madison, and I get no Madison, who is that is Yes Queen. That is my Yes Queen, and they have taken my Yes Queen from me. So
I don't think you're gonna see her again till
ever.
Maybe the finale.
season 2.
Or no, I guarantee you, the next movie that features Wong, she'll be there.
Yeah.
They know now. They've seen the reaction, right?
2.5
2.5 though. Okay.
I
For
was
me,
gonna do higher, but last week was too good for this.
well, I just want to say I want to get over this. Like, I'm tired of all this MCU hate, y'all. Like, why is everybody hating Marvel all the time? Like, they do good stuff. We need to focus on. We just need to understand that even when Marvel gives us shit or not so good shit, we got to just shovel it in our mouths and be like, thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Please, sir, can I have some more?
Yeah, no, just kidding.
Oh, shit. Hitting it does not stop the sound effect. If anyone was wondering,
yeah, there you go.
it starts
Thank
it
you.
again.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No. All right. So to be honest and be serious, I like this episode better than all of them. The highest I've given one of these episodes is a 3.5, but we don't do that Dylan's Horror Show bullshit here where we allow all these different increments, whatever increment you really, really want. We don't do that, but I can't in good conscience give this a 4 yet still, right? And Fable already stole the 3.69 bit. So I'm actually going to give this a 3.9. 69, dudes. All right, 3.969 from me. What did you say, Manny?
3.5.
3.5. Manny said a 3.69. Brooks said a 4. And Jelani said a 2.5. That brings us to a PCP average of 3.68. She-Hulk owes us one. So there you go. There you go. 68. It's just sometimes the math doesn't work in our favor, and that's just that's the
We
universe.
don't do it here. Yeah.
Shit moves. The math doesn't always work in your favor. That's the way we go. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Trade Paper Dad says 3 you digs or 4.3 backlogs. I really feel like the backlog and the slip and the you dig have kind of evened out. Is probably because of
No, the
some
slip is still out of here.
No, I think they're more even now, and that's only in Horror Fest where the you dig loses a little bit of value because it always goes up a little bit more, and that's why I'm not quite sure about what to do with Alice. Sweet Alice, which we're going to be talking about on Saturday night at Dylan's Horror Show. So join us there. This was recommended by Two Gun Pedro. Alice, Sweet Alice from 1976. I think I need to watch it again. But on Monday night, PCP Movie Night, The Changeling, a 1980 ghost story classic, in my opinion, with an amazing soundtrack and an amazing performance by George C. Scott. There's the entire list, y'all. We're just getting started. We're not even halfway through Horror Fest yet. And some people don't even know Halloween's on the way. But it is. It's always on the way. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Manny, final thoughts. Abel, thank you for being here. Final thoughts.
One to rock, one to stock.
Nice. Brooks, final thoughts.
I do not subscribe to the one to rock, one to stock thing. One to stock is pointless and a waste of money.
You can buy twice as many sneakers if you buy only one. But I understand the need.
Nikki doesn't respect that.
I have no respect for the one to stock.
I would honestly. We've been talking about Mallory, and we've been talking about Tatiana or Titania. Tatiana. Tatiana. What the fuck? Anyway, man. Anyway, Nikki can get it too. Jelani.
I said that last week. She had legs for days. She catfish won't. And I was like, oh yeah. That was 2 weeks ago. I saw them legs.
I feel like Brooks in the right lighting with a stack full of books could have pulled Wong. I'm just saying that, man.
True. Very true.
That's why him and Madison are going to flourish.
God, I can't wait.
Real quick. Holy shit. The Daredevil bit. Y'all get really excited because I watch these YouTube guys that do like they do the big numbers on the after shows and the reviews and the spoilers and shit. And they always overact on this shit. You know what I'm saying? They're all like, holy shit, it's Daredevil's fucking no shit. We knew Daredevil was in this show already, but I guess that was cool. That was cool, right, y'all?
It was fine.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I liked it. I mean,
I thought it was pretty good.
his rack.
One to rock. Does that make?
Yes. That's right.
That's exactly what I meant when I was saying.
Dude,
Yeah.
you have surpassed She-Hulk tonight, man.
When they say one to rock, it means like you buy one to give to the rock.
Yes, that's how he's amassed his wealth.
There we go.
He gets all these opportunities because he does them for free. He's like, I'll do Black Adam for free, but anytime someone buys one to rock, it one to stock.
I get the one to rock.
He's got a massive eBay account. It's become overwhelming to deal with. The other thing is no post credits, which I kind of was bummed out by because I feel like they were going to give us a good zinger on this one because there could have been just something of like Pug with his shoes, right? And the other thing
Right.
people
The
are
Iron Man
overreacting.
3s.
Yeah,
The
right.
Iron
The
Man
other thing that
3s.
people are overreacting to
Strong.
is in the credits we always get this like artist drawn like scenes from the movie or scenes referencing things referenced, and there's a scene of him opening the shoes in his shoe closet, and there's
Yeah.
a Deadpool shoe. There's the
I
thing.
didn't see it.
There, yeah,
Oh,
you watch it. There's
watch it,
Deadpool.
yeah.
There's the thing. There's people keep saying it's a Storm one, but I'm like, there are pouches on that. That's fucking Cable. That's Rob Liefeld, man. You know, but like, and people are like, this means that Deadpool's MCU canon. I'm like, it doesn't, but it's cool that they put that there, right? That's cool, right? There's a frog. There's a leapfrog one too. So don't get too excited.
Whoa! Did you guys see
Whoa.
any Easter eggs in the guy's place? What is it? The suit designer, the drip broker. Anybody see anything in the background?
One thing was
I
that
was looking, but I can't recognize it too much.
Leapfrog was actually there. He's one of the when they walk in, he's the dude that's walking by them with the new suit and can't figure out the elevator. But it's like a background thing. I didn't notice it till I saw New Rockstars, who I like their videos. They do overreact to things like the Daredevil helmet. Holy shit, Daredevil's in this show. Like, bro, you just told us 2 months ago he was like, you know, but yeah, that's why we don't kayfabe here, man, when we talk about the shit. And the poll winner, by the way, is the Green Room, Zach. That's what.
Nice. Okay.
I'm just glad Tusk didn't win, but we'll get Sleepaway Camp in there next time. But anyway,
Yeah.
all right, yeah, but it's cool to see Daredevil costume. I guess I hope somebody just at one point goes, "Bro, you're wearing yellow," and he goes, "Yellow." And realizes what's going on. I wanted red. They cheaped out on me. Anyway, thank you all for joining us. We're going to leave you tonight with the Horror Fest teaser because I'm so excited about it. I know you're excited about it. Let's continue on with Alice Sweet. Alice. Saturday night, Dylan's Horror Show, brother.